When a honeybee colony outgrows its hive, it doesn't just pick the nearest hollow tree and move in. It runs what looks disturbingly close to an election. Scout bees fly out in every direction, checking dozens of potential new homes, tree cavities, rock crevices, anywhere that might work. Each scout that finds a decent spot flies back and does something specific. A waggle dance, a little figure-8 performance that encodes the direction, distance, and quality of the site she found. The better the site, the longer and more enthusiastic the dance. A mediocre spot gets a half-hearted little wiggle. A great one gets a performance that goes on and on, like she's genuinely trying to convince the room.
Other bees watch these dances, then fly out themselves to check the advertised locations. If they agree it's a good spot, they come back and start dancing for it too, recruiting even more bees to go check it out. Sites with weaker support get fewer dancers over time, and eventually scouts just stop dancing for them entirely, abandoning their own pick once the evidence stops holding up. If you're the kind of person who finds swarm intelligence oddly satisfying, hit like and subscribe because Blorpin's just getting started. Here's where it gets almost unbelievable. The colony doesn't move until one site hits a critical threshold of dancing scouts, roughly a quorum, all agreeing on the same location. Once that happens, the whole swarm, sometimes tens of thousands of bees, lifts off together and flies directly to the winning site. No queen giving orders, no single bee deciding for the group, just thousands of individual little votes cast through dance, converging on a decision. Researchers have actually tested this by offering colonies a bad site and a good site simultaneously. The bees consistently picked the better option even when the worst site was discovered first and had a head start in scout support. The swarm doesn't just follow whoever spoke first. It waits, gathers more information, and lets quality win out over momentum. Here's the twist. Human groups try to do the exact same thing. We just call it deliberation or committee meetings or literally voting. Different people advocate for different options, information spreads through the group, opinions shift as people hear more, and eventually momentum builds around one choice. When it works well, it looks a lot like the bees. When it doesn't, you get a room full of people too polite to change their vote even after hearing better information, or too attached to the first idea they heard to genuinely reconsider. Something bees, notably, don't seem to struggle with nearly as much anymore.
Psychologists call this collective decision-making, and there's research suggesting groups genuinely can outperform individuals, but only under specific conditions. Independent opinions instead of everyone copying the loudest person, a way for good information to actually spread, and enough patience to let a real consensus form instead of just settling on whatever got proposed first. Bees figured out how to run a functioning democracy with a brain the size of a sesame seed. No language and no ballots. They just have movement and enough patience to let the better idea win. We're still arguing about how to run ours properly with language, ballots, and centuries of practice, and somehow still losing to an insect with about 1 million fewer neurons than us. Should Blorpin cover the chimpanzee that gets furious over unequal pay next, or the pigeon that can outperform some humans on visual tests? Drop your vote in the comments. That's the Blorpin theory. Stay curious.